I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. Yeah. You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated.
What's up, guys? Masta Styles here, back with another Eternal Evolution video, and today we're going to be talking about the new collab event and all the new heroes and also the update for tomorrow. So let's hop right in. So as I was looking at the patch notes, the one thing I was looking for is more ways to get limited tickets, and that one way would have been Ancient Altars. I was hoping that they did an update to Ancient Altars, and they didn't. So a little underwhelming there. Hopefully during the collab event they do make an update to this on the second week, because again, if you haven't been saving or you happen to have a lot of limited tickets, before I even go into that, we don't know if we're gonna still have the same thing that we had in the last one, where you could use your limited tickets in place of the new tickets that they had in place. So who's to say that's going to be the same thing in this event? So I don't want you to think that, you know, let me save up these limited tickets. Yes, I said that in the last video, but again, you should still keep in mind that they could change that. That could be a possibility. I also, on the patch notes, there's two things that stood out to me right away is the awakening of Daniel. And, you know, it also brings another conversation where when it comes to these older heroes, we tend to write them off as a new hero come out. So for instance, you were looking at Daniel here. Also another one, let's go into here. The other person too is this guy, Leo. Imagine a reworked Leo. He's gonna be ridiculous. So I was looking at all the move changes and all of the updates that they did to Daniel. So I can only imagine once you get to the point where you awaken Leo, who's another character that, you know, was a game changer. Like for instance, let's go in here. We'll look at Luke. Luke definitely does a lot of damage, and you know that if you have an Immortal 5 Luke, his damage could be insane. And imagine if they make him crit like his ultimate, like he now has the ability to crit, he would be melting team. So, but that's ways down the road. You know, they still have a lot of work to do in terms of reworking some of these old heroes, and I feel like we've written off some of them because that was the system that was in place, and that's going to change everything. So the conversation I wanted to have is this awakening going to hurt or help the game? And again, it brings in another situation where new people that come to the game, they tend to ignore these heroes because as content creators, that's what we say, you know, don't invest in Daniel because, you know, Durelli and, you know, Sif is in the game. And let me just go back to summoners here for a second so I can show you what I'm talking about. Don't invest into some of these heroes, but now we're in a situation where these older heroes are gonna come back to the limelight. Now imagine a reworked Savelli. That's gonna be amazing for summoners. But the one thing I want to talk about is, as I look at all of these new heroes that are coming out, I'm like, where is the summoner? They already talked about the tank. They talked about an assassin. They talked about energy hero, and they also talked about Vanguard. So again, they have all of these heroes, and I'm like looking for the summoner. But that's neither here nor there. Very interesting to see where Dan's gonna be in terms of the, you know, in terms of the scaling, because he's now gonna be the very first hero that you can awaken, which is gonna be very interesting to see, depending on how long you've been playing the game. Most people have Daniel at Immortal 5. Again, mine's is only Immortal 1 because I pretty much write him off, and I had removed him from the summoner team. Now he's gonna have to come back because of all the buffs that he's going to bring to the team. And the other thing I want to talk about too, outside of the Awakening, is there's another divine blessing. So I know in the previous video, if you've been watching my content, I talked about there not being another wish list, and it's here, which is very interesting to me because in the wish list you get Accordia, amazing. If you don't have Accordia, it'll be great to get Accordia. They also have Daniel and Dorelli, which is, if you don't have Dorelli, here's your chance to pick up a copy of Dorelli. I'm not summoning. I'm not. I refuse. Accordia is great. I'll show you my Accordia here. I have an extra copy of her, but I'm not summoning. I have Dan, but the other side of all this is that for you to get the resources to awaken Dan, you need to summon. And again, I'm very interested to see how they're going to place these hero exclusive soul crystal nucleus or chaos soul crystal nucleus, which can replace the soul crystal nucleus of any hero. So it sounds like that's a new form of gene hybrids for the Awakening. That's what that sounds like. And I'm loving the change in the skills. Wish the beer could have moved around. If the beer could have moved around a little bit, that would have been awesome, because again, I do like the fact that if the beer was dropped into a set location, it respawns there, which is, love to see all of these new things. But again, to go back to the summoning aspect and the divine blessings, that's just a way to get you off your limited tickets, which could be alluding towards that you're going to be able to use limited tickets in place of the other tickets. Something to think about when you're doing all this is it really worth summoning this week? Even for me, I'm not doing it. And I want Accordia, of course, but at the same time, I just don't see the need. Outside of, yes, if you're trying to get your Daniel awakened, that would be the only other reason why I would summon. But after this, I want to take a look at my advanced tickets. They did say you could get it through the advanced tickets, but who knows what that, through Giant Tower, who knows what that even looks like. So very interesting to see what tomorrow's update is going to bring. I don't really want to talk too much about it because again, most of it is speculation. So as I go through here and I play the game, I'm just thinking about how all of this is going to affect everything in general. It's definitely going to change the meta again, because old heroes are going to now become relevant. I know a lot of people were probably asking for the elites to be reworked, but I think reworking old Triple S is most likely the way to go. And this here is not going to be my best score. I'm just doing this because I realize that whenever you do your best score, the people behind you, they tend to work hard to try to beat it. So what I'm going to do here is just put up a score, leave it there, and then when we get close to the end, I actually start trying. So this is just going to be auto, whatever it is. Hopefully 60 million points, and we'll be okay. I think it looks like it's going to be a new high score here. Yeah, but just my thoughts on the patch notes. I'll make the update video tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's sad, but and talk more about the Awakening where we can actually see it in game. Like I said, make sure you're saving your resources because the collab event is right around the corner and it's most likely next week. So if you want to go summon for Accordia, Daniel, and Dorelli, go for it if you can afford to do that. But for me, I'm going to pass. If they would have had somebody else in there that's worth going for, not really. Daniel's a little tempting, but other than that, I'm all set. And the other thing I want to note before we go is make sure you're holding on to your resources because I still didn't open this yet, like I mentioned, and I'm gonna hold on to it just to have it here, just in case I need some of these things. And there's some great things in there. So just wanted to talk a little bit about how I feel about this new update, and you being mindful that the collab event is around the corner. So if you're new to my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 200 subscribers. We're very close. And if you've been rocking with me, you already know what to do. Hit the like button so we can send it out into the algorithm. So without further ado, I want to thank you for watching. Till the next video, peace.